Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the monthly online parenting talk again. Today, we are going to talk about a topic: becoming a supportive parent. Being a parent, we need to be supportive to our children. So, I'm going to help you to build the confidence and resilience in your child through empowering the guidance. How should we do that? Let's talk about it in this hour. So, let me introduce myself first. If some of you are first time to this program, my name is Carmen, surname Liu. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster, means that I'm a member of Toastmasters International. So my profession is a communication and leadership coach, and I'm a certified relationship consultant of LPPKN as well in Malaysia since 2001. So what I'm specialized is in relationship, either couple relationship, husband and wife, or parenting, and also colleagues. So long there's a relationship among human, then I'm the one that who is trained in that. And I am a licensed NLP practitioner as well. That's why when I do my coaching, when I coach people and I do training, I always incorporate NLP techniques so that it helps people to bring awareness to themselves. And I'm also a public speaking practitioner. I've been a Toastmasters member for 22 years, and that's how I train up my public speaking skills. And the services that I'm providing are corporate trainings, public talk, private coaching, and also speech coaching as well. And the topics of trainings including personal training, communication and leadership training, emotional intelligence, and also how to deal with your self-improvement. So I have married for 23 years and I have a 21-year-old godson and 18-year-old daughter. Why I mention about this godson? Because he is actually my husband's brother's son. In fact, he's my nephew, and I have nurtured him from the age of 1 year plus, and now he's 21 years old. So all this while, I've been his mentor, I've been his guardian, guiding him in his education, in his life path as well, how he has, what kind of activities he involved so that he can gain more skills during his primary, secondary school, and that's why I put him in and I treat him as one of my family members as well. And my 18-year-old daughter, he is now studying in pre-university course and exploring her life in another city far away from me as well. Now, let's get into the topic. First question: what does supportive really mean? Now, when we hear the word supportive, what does it really mean? Many parents think being supportive is about giving children everything they need or solve their problems. But the true support goes deeper. It is not like my daughter or my son, they are going for an outing or go out. Just say a simply shopping over weekend with friends, and I give them 100 ringgit or $100, and that means supportive. That is not the supportive that they really need. What they need is deeper. So to be supportive means to stand by them, and emotionally, mentally, and also practically. So they feel encouraged, guided, and understood. Support is not about control, it's about empowerment. That means you give them the authority, they have the chance to make decision, and they know the consequence of having that decision, and they are accountable for that. So that is what is meant by support. Now let's see. The first support means we need to encourage them. Encourage by giving emotional presence and guidance. I still remember my two children, my godson and my girl, both of them were actually swimmers. The boy was actually a state swimmer, and the girl is actually a synchronized swimmer since young. So how I provided them the emotional presence and guidance is I was always with them whenever they go for competition, especially the first few times. And the first time is really the crucial one, because that makes them feel that, oh, they are very safe, they are very comfortable, because the person I'm close to is next to me. He or she is just with me when I'm in a totally new activity. That's how I provide the encouragement to them, by supporting them, be there for them in their swimming competition. So I guess you have some other ways to support your child, your children as well. Hold on, this is something. Okay, now let's see. The second element of support means empowerment. Okay, empowerment. That means we support the growth, not doing everything for them. Sometimes as parents, since they are young, we used to do a lot of things for them. But when they are growing up, slowly we have to gradually let go certain things and let them be accountable. I give you an example. When my girl was in standard one, I started to train her to iron her uniform. Of course, I do. I did not expect her to iron it every week. So sometimes she may need to iron the the top, or sometimes she needs to iron the skirt. And each time I make it a habit that she is accountable. She's accountable for that ironing. Is her uniform. She needs to do that. So sometimes initially I accompany her to that to do, and slowly I let go more and more of this work to her. And finally, she is the one handling everything by standard 2 in Malaysia. So this is how I empower her by supporting her growth, because she needs to learn up this life skill as well. It's part and parcel of the skill which she needs to survive when she's away from home. And the third element is actually connection. Connection means you are strengthening the parent and child bond. Okay, from my own experience, when they were young, they would stay together with us. The bonding was very strong. So that was the foundation. So when how we strengthen this is like we support them in the activities they involve. We support them by guiding them in their homework. We support them by transporting them here and there. We supporting them by listening to them. So this is how we build the parent-child bond. And I find that that connection builds a very strong foundation, especially now with both of them staying away from me, and we just connecting each other, one another, through WhatsApp and sometimes call. And this weekend, tomorrow, I'm going to meet both of them in another city, which I'm really excited for that. So even though it's staying far away, it's not staying together, but I always feel the connection is there, because I built it very strong when we were staying together in one under one roof. So this is what we should do to strengthen the parent and child bond. Okay. Next one, why support matters? Some people will say that, yeah, I just support with monetary, and if let's say whatever I can do, I just do. But it why is it so important? Why is it um, support is so crucial to the growth of the children? Because children who grow up with supportive parents tend to develop better self esteem, stronger mental resilience. That means once they meet challenges, they are easily bounce back. They can really stand up very fast, because this is called resilience. That means you are able to stand up from challenges or even from defeat, and a healthier relationship with themselves and with others as well. So, simply put, a supportive parent helps raise confident and independent children mentally and also physically. So, this is very important for to equip them to face the real world, especially at work. So it builds lasting confidence. The confidence is very important, because they need to feel that they need to have the confidence in order to explore the world that they are in, and develops emotional resilience. Like what I say, that means they can easily bounce back, they can easily stand up again once they hit the rock. And this is truly important. And the last one is supports their healthy mental development. A person with healthy mental can survive more independently, more confidently when they are staying alone. So that's why support matters a lot, especially when they are young. Now let's go in deeper. There are 5 areas of supporting parenting. Being a support parent, that there are a lot of things that we can do, but I categorized into 5 main areas which can help each of you to understand better how this support action can come to our children. The first thing is emotional support. All right. Emotional support means we have to support them emotionally is by, like what you see in the screen, active listening and empathy. For example, nowadays, my girl, sometimes she will call me. She say, "Mommy, I want to talk." So I say, "Okay, I can talk now, or I can talk in 30 minutes time." So we will talk. Then I practice active listening. She will just release or express whatever she wants to express over the phone, and I just listen. And sometimes I do empathy. I do empathize on her encounter, or on her journey or exploration. Example, there's one day she told me that, wow, actually I was very mad this morning because my teammates agreed that we make it as the earliest group, as the group to present to the teacher, the earliest one. They wanted to start at 8 a.m. So she set everything. She set her alarm, and then she even skipped her breakfast because she thought that she's the earliest in the team of all the teams. And after the presentation, she can go and have her breakfast. And who knows, two of the teammates overslept and they could not make it on time. She was so mad and she was so grumpy, and her face turned so angry, and she said that her teammates dare not even talk to her after the presentation because they were late. That's why they were the third group to present. So she told me, what I want is actually a simple sorry, I mess up. That's all. So I told her, yeah, I empathize with her. I said, this is actually what this is actually the incident that I understand that how you felt because I went through before, and my partners or my teammates screw up certain things which I have to accept because we work as a team. We have to respect, and what we need to do is a post-mortem meeting and how we can strategize to work better other time if we have group work together. So this is the part that I empathize, so that I give her the emotional support. That's why she likes to call me whenever she needs some emotional support. Because she knows that I'm listening to her and I will empathize with her. I can put myself in her shoe. That's what our children want. Next one is academic. We support them in academically. So the growth, this is what we call the growth mindset and encouragement. We encourage them to grow academically. She is now in her tertiary education. So in tertiary education, how she plans her life, how she plans her study is totally different from secondary. So when she told me that her strategies for academic planning and how what she wants to achieve, I always give her encouragement. I always give her my support and let her know that I'm with her. Even though she said that, I want to score the highest mark, I want to whatever is her planning. As long as she sets a goal, I always give her the encouragement and acknowledge that this is her right choice, right decision. So that's how I support her as her mother. The third one is social. Now, staying away from me, staying away from parents, children, they start to explore their own life. They make friends, make new friends, and also go out with friends to have different activities as their secondary. So this is my experience. So when she told me that she wants to go for cosplay show. She wants to experience it. And I just told her that so long you feel that you have time for that, you have people going together with you, you're not going alone, by all means, you need to extend your social. And she also told me that she wants to, she involves in sports activities like playing badminton twice a week, or she plans to go for judo, learning judo as well. I say, yes, fine. You can just extend your social network with different people. You can explore your life and see how these people was being brought up, and how different, what are the difference between your lifestyle and people's lifestyle, and you try to blend in, and you know that which are those habits or practice which is something which you can learn, or which are those that you can avoid. So this is what I encourage her by supporting her to expand her social life. The next one is personal growth. It's a space for interest and talents. Just now what I highlighted, she started to involve in badminton playing, and also talents, develop her talents in emceeing as well. To me, it's a good way for her to explore, because this will help to expand her life, her her interests, and also make her circle of friends more variety. So this is really something really I encourage for her personal growth, and that's why she keep on exploring, and she always keeps me informed because she always feels the support from me. So parent, being a supportive parent, you will always get the updates from your children. And the daily life as well, teaching independent skills. All right, I just recall a few weeks ago she just told me that she finished her breakfast, which I actually purchased a brand with some oat drinks or oat inside. So it's a packet drinks. So she told me that she ordered her own uh, the breakfast for herself through online e-commerce platform. So she realized that if she is still staying with me, she won't have this skill to explore the independent further because she needs to plan her purchase. She told me that, wow, my friend told me that if I purchase during September 9, I will get lower price. Now only I know. If I'm not staying alone, then I will say that, Mommy, this thing finished, please replenish. So Mommy will be the one who plan for all the purchase, and I'm the one who receiving it, and I just make my breakfast every day. So that's all. But being staying alone, now she knows that she needs to manage her grocery spending as well. She needs to plan to purchase by certain dates so that she get a lower price. So this is how my supportive parenting helped her to develop independent skill in her daily life. So I hope that these 5 areas help you to really see that how we can act as a supportive parent in these 5 areas. Focusing on these 5 areas is almost like overall parenting and develop the child to be an independent person. Now, the next thing is emotional support in action. What do we mean emotional support in action? Okay, one of the most powerful ways to be supportive is emotionally. For example, when your child comes home upset about something at school, instead of rushing to give advice or judgment, which I used to do, just listen. All right. My advice is just listen. You have to hold yourself from expressing, from sharing your thought, but just to listen. Okay? LISTEN, listen. And acknowledge their feelings. After you listen, you acknowledge their feelings. A sentence like, I can see you are really upset. Do you want to talk about it? Can go along. This can help you to go a longer way because you say that I can see you are really upset. That means you are acknowledge that you see that she or he is upset, and you are open the door, inviting he or she to share the feeling. So this is a good way that because they know that you are not confronting them, but you are open the door for them to have their discussion. So a phrase like I understand you feel frustrated, it can be something they feel that wow, you are there for them. And please listen without judgment when emotions run high. Sometimes we have been we are parents, and we went through life experience in our career, in our engagement with people, and definitely we are more knowledgeable than them. So when they share their experience, sometimes those are scenarios that we went through. But listen, remember, the listen without judgment can help them to tell you more, and you know what's in their thought, and that will help them to feel your emotional support more. And remember, the first thing is to validate their feelings, just like what I say, acknowledge their feelings. I understand you feel frustrated. This is to validate their feelings. And ask open ended questions. How about having a talk? What about, what about? Bring it up for some discussion. I'm here for you. And stay present and calm. Be there, support. If they say that, no, I just need you to accompany me for a while, then let me have some time. Then when I feel I want to talk, I will talk to you. Yeah, if they say that, why not? Just stay present and calm, waiting for them while wait for them while preparing yourself to be open-minded. So this is my advice to you on emotional support in action. Now, let's talk about academic support that works, okay? So, support always also means encouraging children in their learning as well. That's what I mean, academic support. But instead of focusing on grades, praise their efforts and progress. I always emphasize on effort and progress because the great learning is always from effort and progress. For example, you just say, I'm proud of how hard you studied for that test, not just good job on getting an A. So the focus, if you say that good job on getting an A, that means you are focusing on the result, on the grades. And that will build the mindset. Okay. So remember that emphasize on the effort and progress. This helps to build a growth mindset. So praise the effort over results. You work hard on this problem. And I believe that the process help you to see differently as a leader how you should deal with your team when there's a conflict happen. So this is how you give the support, praise over the results. And the second thing is you have to create a learning friendly spaces. That means it's quiet, organized study environment. So like my house, I like to have a study room. That means everyone will have a study table at the study room, and then we can do our own work. And sometimes we just raise some topic and then we have a discussion, short discussion. Or sometimes I even on some music and then I just hum a song. So it can be like that. It's a learning friendly spaces which everyone is comfortable. Then the third one is help with study schedules. So we can build consistent and manageable routines as well. Example, after 9, you have to start doing your homework, or you have to start revision or something like that. So it's a set of routines or schedules which will help your children to build up the habit since young. It can be started as young as kindergarten or as young as standard one. It's good to start it early to build the study schedule so that it's incorporated into their daily routines. Okay, let's talk about social and personal growth support. So children face challenges with friends, okay, group work, or even bullying. A supportive parent guides them through these situations by talking it out, sharing it, role playing how to respond, and helping them to build the healthy relationships. So this is what we call social support. They will sure come back, complain about their friends. As a parent, guide them to talk about the situations, explain to them why this ex-boy has this kind of reaction, and why does he or she will think that way when the other person react that way. So help them to analyze the situation and give them a different point of view from what he or she is holding on. So at least this will help them to grow from social navigation. The next one is actually personal growth, developing personal interest. All right. Personal growth support is what they need. Every child, they has their own hobbies, they have their interests and their talents. Being supportive means giving them space to explore their passions, even if it's not your personal preference. If the child loves drawing, sports, or music, encourage them. And small celebrations of their progress boost the confidence. I give you an example. I still remember when my daughter was young, I think it's early primary school. Suddenly, she told me that she wanted to learn origami. I'm not an art person. I dislike art. And that really triggered me. I'm like, oh my God, where am I going to look for origami? I'm not good in art as well. So I asked her, how come you have this idea? She told me, that day you brought me to a fair and I saw the origami and I came back, I go and Google and I saw what is origami. I feel that I want to explore more in origami. I like to fold the papers and then see how the shape come up from the shape that I feel inspired. So I'm like, okay, I'm not good in that, but since you want to have explore your interest in that field, so I have to find ways to support you. So that's how I started to look for origami teachers and then send her to weekly classes. I think that lasts for at least 2 years, that house. And I find that it's actually an activity to train up her motor skills. So until today, I have no regret sending her to origami classes when she requested, because first thing, I I'm happy that I have provided the support to her when she want to explore her interest. And secondly, it helps to develop her motor skill, which I truly appreciate what origami has given her. So this is how we give the support in social and personal growth to our children. Now the next one is teaching independence. How to teach them independence? Actually, support can be very practical. Teaching them independence through daily tasks. Instead of doing everything for themselves, guide them in chores, money habits, and problem solving. This way, they learn responsibility and life skills. No matter how, they have to be independent one of these days. So start to train them from practical, small activities. Now, we can start from the first one. Age appropriate chores. Start small, build confidence. Talking about this, I still remember when my daughter was 2 years old. One night, she requested to clean herself before change into pajamas. I actually made her a habit that every night she will clean herself, use a small handkerchief to wipe her body to clean herself, and then change to pajamas. So there's this particular day she requested that she wanted to do it by herself. And I was actually, oh, you want, whether you can handle it or not, I'm not sure. But being a supportive parent, I told her that, okay, you just take a small pill, and this is the water that I help you to fill up, and you can just start cleaning yourself. But I'm observing you. Is it all right? She said, yes, good, mommy. I'm happy to do that with your observation. So that's how I train up her independence by these small chores which she requested. So whenever she requests to have to carry out or to do small chores, I always be the one to agree and support her in all kinds of activities, because I believe that these are the age appropriate chores which she feels that she has the confidence to handle it at her age. That's why she requested. So that's why always look out for all these requests, especially when the requests are come from them, it's not from us. That means they are more or less ready to explore. Then only they raise the request. All right. Next thing is money management basis, saving, spending, earning concepts. How I trained my daughter and my nephew was, I still remember in their upper primary, I started to guide them to pay after meal. That means I have to tell them, okay, now you see, how many dishes have we ordered? Count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 dishes. So please go to counter, and this is the money to pay. And make sure that from the receipt, from the receipt or the bill the counter give you, you can see 6 items there. Then only you pay the amount. That's how I start to guide them on money management basics. So they need to know that whenever they go out, they take the receipt, they need to check through whether the items are correct, how many items are the quantities, whether it's correct or not. And that's how I help them to build up the awareness towards money. So these are the little things that we can teach them to be independent through daily life support. And the third thing is the daily routines. It's a step-by-step coaching to independence. What I mean is like, okay, for example, early in the morning, I still remember those days. This was when I was young. I still remember when I was standard 4, started in morning school. My grandma, who stayed together with us, will always be the one who prepared the breakfast. She will make a cup of Milo and 2 half-boiled eggs. So I told her, Grandma, it's okay. You help me to do the half-boiled eggs, and when I come down from I'm ready in my uniform, I will make my own Milo. For the first few times, she still insisted to do it for me, but I insisted that I can do it by myself, and she just take care of my half-boiled egg. So eventually, she listened to me, and then she gave me the chance to build up my daily routines of making a cup of hot Milo for myself after I wear my uniform. So this is how I build up my daily routines, and that's how I help to build up in my children as well. So always notice all this step-by-step coaching to independence so that they can really build up the confidence. Okay, see. Next, what are the common challenges that we are facing when we are we want to be support? And of course, everything when we want to build it in our the routines, being a supportive parents, we face a lot of challenges. So it's not easy to be supportive. Let's be honest. Okay, I'll be very honest to you. It's not easy. So when come with challenges, we face the first thing is the time constraints. So many parents struggle to balance work, home, personal life. But remember, it's not how much time you have, it's how much time you use it. So it's how you manage the time. Even 10 minutes of undivided attention can mean more than an hour of distracted time. So like my daughter, she knows that I'm very busy, especially when I'm in leadership role. She will say that, "Mommy, are you free?" I say, "Yes." You have anything I need to attend to you? I can give you half an hour. Okay, I can. If is 20 minutes enough? I will always tell her that. So if she wants more, she will negotiate with me whether she can have more time, or I can say, okay, I can juggle that, or you can hold for a while. I let me finish in half an hour meeting, then I will talk to you. I can have an hour talk with you. So this is how I overcome my time constraints. Whenever she said once she requested for my slot, I will always be for her. So the solution is actually focus on quality rather than quantity, because the short intentional moments matter a lot. So that intention, they feel that you are with me. I'm still your priority. You take care of me. So this is what in their subconscious mind. The next one is actually different expectations. Sometimes parents and children don't see eye to eye. So maybe your child wants to pursue art while you imagine them in science. A supportive approach is to have open conversations, listen and find common ground. Okay, this is what I mean by really open. We really need, as a parent, especially in this era, we really need to be very open, and we need to have open conversations, listen to them, and we have to compromise in a certain way, because sometimes is what we want is not what they want. We really need to expect them, respect them, because it's their life. They are going to lead their own life. So respect them, and respect that there are different expectations as well. The next one is support versus independence. So it's a balance of the support and independence. It's tempting to do everything. We tend to do everything for our children, but the real support standing is like standing at the side, cheering, guiding, but letting them play their own game. So the solution, what I said, is you present but not controlling. You let them know that I'm always by your side. You just raise your voice, you just shout for help, I'm there for you. This is what it means by support, and is really a very strong mental support if they really feel it, and you really work on the board. So the last common challenges is actually parental stress and burnout. Okay, we are human too, all right? So we can't pour a lot, we can't pour from an empty cup. So we need to take care of ourselves. If we keep on receiving a lot of all those mental stress from our children or from our friend, it's actually affecting our mentally and also emotionally. So being a supportive parent, we need to take care of our mental, and also we need to have a community support as well. So some of the parent actually join some community support like mommy group or parents group. They have activities, sharing session. So at least you have a platform to share about your stress and burnout. And sometimes others can give you some solution which you never think of. So this is a very good platform for you to explore as a parent. Okay, now it's coming towards the end. What are the key takeaways being a supportive parent? First thing, we empower, we don't control. Okay. And second thing is we support touches at life area, all areas. Remember the 5 areas I mentioned to you. And the challenges are manageable with awareness. So the most important thing is we need to raise their self-awareness. We need to let them understand that what state they are in. And the last one is supportive parenting raise confident, resilient children as well. So remember that empowerment is always empowerment. That means we let them play their game and don't control them. And we support them by touches the areas like emotional, academic, social, personal growth, and daily life. Challenges will always be there. Let's acknowledge that. And just tell your children challenges are always there, but awareness and small steps are the steps that we need to overcome them. We need to take to overcome them. So ultimately, a supportive parent helps raise children who are confident and resilient. Okay. Now, let's see. As usual, I will have Q&A as well. So let's see what are the Q&A I have this round. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I received 5 questions. Let's go one by one. The first one. How can I avoid being overprotective? Okay. Nowadays, I know that a lot of parents are very protective. I also admit that I'm very protective over my girl and my son. So it's a self-awareness to ourselves. Always remind ourselves that we are guiding, not solving everything. We don't want to control them. So allow them to try, to fail, and learn while knowing that I am there if you need help. So this is the assurance I give both the children, because I make them know that whenever you give me a call, whenever you WhatsApp me, I am there for you. And sometimes if I don't respond immediately, it's because I have my job commitment during working hours. So please bear. If you really need help, please give me a phone call. Then I know that is you are urgently in need of my help. Okay, so this is what I learn to be supportive without overprotecting them. All right. The second question is, what if my child doesn't share their feelings with me? Okay. I know that most of the children nowadays, they are very good in navigating handphones, mobile phones with a lot of knowledge, and I believe that that's the trust that we can build gradually. All right. So when we build the trust, when we know that, when we show that we are available, we listen to them without judgment, and we show the interest in the small daily things, everyday moments, and they know that, hey, you are with me. Then they will slowly open their heart, and you give some guidance questions, let them share their feelings. Like my boy, he's actually now 21 years old. So if you ask him to share and he stay alone, he won't really share you much. He will tell you that, yeah, I'm okay, I'm fine. So he doesn't elaborate much. So I make it a point that I try to meet him once a month for a meal, and then chit chatting, expressing my thought as well, while he updating about himself, while I'm updating himself. I update him about my life as well. So that's how I slowly share my feeling and guide him to share his feeling as well. And it works rather slow for boy, but for the girl is actually very she's more expressive. Yeah, girls are more expressive. So if she doesn't share, that means she may have some concern. So if you sense it, always guide them to open their heart, and the trick is you listen first. Okay, the third question I received is, how do I balance between discipline and being supportive? Now, discipline should always come with explanation and empathy. All right, why you want them to have that routine. So to set boundaries, but you show love and respect. So this is how I balance the discipline and support, because I'm showing them that the discipline is actually what is the reason behind, what is supportive, what is the reason of having that discipline in long run, how will that affect their life, what will be the impact in their future life. This is how I let them see the discipline. I balance the discipline and support. Now the fourth question is, What is that? Yeah, my child compares themselves with others. How can I support them? Okay, this is more or less regarded as peer pressure. Yeah, some of them will say that, oh, my friends, they are the family is going for overseas travel almost 2 times a year, and we can only afford to be travel locally. So we need to guide them that it is a shift focus to effort and progress. Every family with different financial background, and we just do whatever we can, and at the same time we upskill ourselves so that we can use our knowledge to gain to earn more living, so that we can have a better lifestyle. We can go for overseas 2 times. This is what you can guide and teach your children, because comparison will not make you happy. It will have a negative impact. So instead of compare, you turn it to be positive. Now people are going overseas trip, two trips per year. Let's aim for that. So how should we do that? Are you going to, so mommy need to spend more time in business or at work, daddy needs to do this, and what you need to do is you need to be more independent. You need to do some household chores, so that to lessen the burden of your parents, and that's how we work together to increase our financial capability, so that we can go for 2 overseas trips per year as well. So this is how you change their mindset and get them to involve in when they start comparing. So you need to change the situation, that how can we get it better, rather than guiding them that, yeah, they are like that, we are not that good, they are better. So the comparison is actually making him or her feel inferior. That is not a positive method. So I will always go for positive method. Yes, comparison, but when you compare, you make it as a driver, a booster for you to plan ahead, to plan for a better future. You have a better plan for yourself, rather than comparison, and you feel frustrated, you feel demotivating, and you feel all the negativities. So this is what we as a parent, we need to take note. Okay, now the last part is, I feel guilty for not spending enough time with my child. What should I do? Okay, focus on quality over quantity. That's what my advice. And even a few minutes of meaningful, undistracted time can make a big difference. Okay, let me share my experience. I still remember when I used to work in corporate, and I work in another city, Kuala Lumpur, and my hometown is in Penang. So my girl was in Penang. So at that time, I will go back to Penang every month for about 1 week, because there's a branch office in Penang. So I get to work there upon the permission of my boss, and a supportive boss as well. So that's why I have my 1 week in Penang to spend with her. So I will make use of transporting her back from school, and also I make appointments with her, so that we can have a meal, just the two of us without my husband, and there's a bonding time, and I spend time with her, knowing what her challenges and all this. Now when I look back, I find that that time she was not that expressive. She didn't really share what's in her life as well. She didn't really go in depth. So it's just that she knows that, well, every month mommy is back, and mommy will bring me for a meal, is our bonding. So she just had that. But now when she is away from home, and she's managing her own life, she start to see that spending quality time with me is very important. And she finds that the time spent is not the quantity, it's the quality. So even though we have a short meet of 2 hours, we can highlight a few things, important things, which we feel very satisfied after the meeting. So why I mention this is because feeling guilty for not spending enough time is because you focus on the physical spending. It's not that it's not the quantity that counts, it's the quality. For example, those days when she was at home, and I work from home sometimes, like I mentioned, I have a study room which she's sitting next to me. So sometimes at night when she was studying and when I'm working, in fact, we don't even talk. It's just that we feel the companionship. We feel that someone is beside us, and that makes us feel that it's a quality time together. So it doesn't mean that you do not spend enough time together. It is together, but we didn't talk. We just working on our own work, but we feel the togetherness. So my advice is not to feel guilty for not spending enough time. Is how much quality time are you spending with the child? Is the bonding? Is back to the basic. What is the strong bond that? How deep is the strong bond that you have built all this while with your children? And that's the most important thing to um, in order to be a sort of supportive parent. Okay. So I hope that these 5 questions actually help you to clear some doubts so that you really know that, oh, this is how we support our children as their parent. Okay. Okay, let's see what we have now. Let me share my screen again. Okay. So start today. It's very important. This is an immediate action. Start today. Even a 10 minutes of undivided attention daily makes a lasting difference. Start with small steps, and with your supportive presence shapes their confident future. My suggestion is maybe you want to try to accompany them their dinner, or spend some come sit down for a chit chat for 10 to 15 minutes once they are back, or even though sit next to their study table while they are rushing homework. Just sit next to them, observing how they do their homework. I think that would be a very supportive action to them. Okay. So empower your parenting journey. Parenting is a journey, and none of us are perfect. We are learned by doing. We do not know how to be a parent is because that we have children and we start to learn. So remember that every small act of support we give today shapes the future of our children. So let's continue the learning, growing, and becoming the supportive parents our children need. Our next session is the topic will be keeping up with your child's work. This is a very interesting one because parents, if you are from different, not to say if you're from, we are definitely from the different era, different generation at, to our children. So how are we going to keep up with their work when some of it we can't even understand? We need to learn. All right. So in this essential keeping up with your children session, actually parents, you will discover practical strategies to understand your children evolving digital lives. Everything is now digital. Foster the meaningful communication and support their emotional and social development in today's fast-paced environment. This is the direction that I will share in the next session, keeping up with your child. So please mark your calendar. Our next session is scheduled for next month. So thank you for watching, and I hope that this sharing has inspired you to take one more step in your parenting journey. Don't miss this opportunity to strengthen your bond and guide your child with confidence. So register now and mark your calendar. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next month. Thank you. Bye bye.